Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cool Pharaohs Pyramid bracelet. This was created by Joyce and her Instagram name is 33 Shintara 33. I will put that right here so you can check her out. She does a lot of bead it and bling variations and posts her renditions on there. So I would highly recommend checking them out because they are beautiful. This design here is reversible. I think it is really, really cool. You can see that the back side has like a 3D type effect. It's like a little triangle, but you can wear it on either side. It is completely up to you. I started getting a little obsessed with the back side the more that I made it, but of course you can choose whatever side you want to wear it on, and it wears fine on either side. So this is a very tight design. It does require more loom lengths to get a full length bracelet. So for today, we will be doing an extension. You don't need tons of them, but you will need some. So you would need 112 bands approximately, and that does include about 10 extension bands. The breakdown is 54 of this purple border on the side, 23 of the white that sits there and there, and 25 of the pink that sits on top. You can choose to do the same color there as the border, that's up to you. You will need one C-clip for this, and if you want to use the auto loom to do your fishtail extension, you will need the auto loom. Otherwise, you can just use 2 pins on the loom. To get started, you will need to at least have one rainbow loom. The design only requires one, but you're only going to have a really little piece. So if you want a longer bracelet, you're going to need more looms. I'm going to use 2 looms, so one connected in front of the other. And that's just so I can get a bigger bracelet. It's going to be about this big. I will still need extension bands. If you don't want to have to use an extension, you're going to need 3 looms, maybe even more. It really does depend on your wrist size. But 3 looms will probably fit most people's wrist. Make sure they're set up in a staggered position, and then we will make a little extension at the end. So to get started, we're going to lay the purple that's on here. I'm doing this exact color combo today. So we're going to lay the side color, which is that purple. We're going to lay one for closing it when we're done, and then we're going to lay the border. So we're going to go out to the left and the right, and then we're going to go down the sides. Regardless of what size you make, everything is going to be the same. So for my video, I'm going to go all the way down. We're going to be laying 24 straight ones, which will take us to the end of the loom, and then we will bring it into the center. If you're using 1 loom or 3 looms, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go as far down the loom as you can go. But remember, we need to be able to bring it into the center at the end. So something I thought about today, I always say go all the way to the end. If you went all the way to the end, you would go to here. Well, you don't want to do that because we always like to bring it into the middle. So technically, you're going to stop one short of the end and then bring it in. But that is what I mean when I say to go to the end of the loom. So I'm going to lay 24 of these straight ones. And then when I get down there, I will bring it into the center. So I've reached the end of my loom. And like I was saying a second ago, we're going to bring it into the center like so. Go ahead and do that same exact thing on the left side. Once you get down towards the end, bring it into the center, and then I'll show you mine when I'm done. So I'm going to be a bit ahead of you at the end of my loom. This is what it looks like when both sides of the border are complete. I did push mine down, so make sure you do that. And then I'm going to come back to the beginning. We're going to pick our next color, but we're only going to lay one of them for right now. So you're going to want to decide what you're going to want to lay for the center color, my pink, and just grab one of them. I'm going to grab one right now. And we just have to lay one straight one on the center. For most of my renditions, I did use the same color for the size as I did for that center top one. So if you want it to match, just lay a purple right there. But I did like how it looked with the second color. So we're going to lay that pink there. We're going to leave that to the side for right now. And now we're going to choose our next color, which is the white. I'm going to just stick with white. And we're going to be laying a bunch of diamonds. So starting from the center pin in the second pin up, we need to wrap it around the left, top, and right so that it's going around all four, making a diamond. It's easy to do it at once if you're using these round bands, like that. But if you're not using them, another way you could do it is just lay it straight like this. And then after you have all of them laid, you would just use your hook, grab one side, pull it over, and pull it over. So that's really up to you, you know, how you want to get it on there. By using your hook with bands that are not round, it just helps it from twisting, because you know how those regular bands like to twist. But either way, we just need to get diamonds going all the way down the loom. The only pin we're not going to lay this on is the very last pin at the end of the loom. So there should be one empty pin when we get down there. So keep laying your diamonds, and I will show you what mine looks like when I get down there. So I've laid all mine. Once again, I'm going to be ahead of you, so don't be scared to hit that pause button. Once you're caught up, compare your loom to mine. Make sure, see how we could technically fit another one here going over the end of the border? We don't want to do that, so make sure you don't lay anything that's connecting to the last one. The last one should be connecting to the pin right in front of it. So I did go ahead and push mine down, but I just want to reiterate that regardless of how many looms you're using, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, or more, everything on our loom should look identical. So you're going to follow the same rules that I'm saying, even if you're only using 1 or 3 looms. Alrighty, let's move on from the diamonds. We're going to go back to whatever color you laid here, going straight on that middle pin, which is this pink band. So for this part, it's very simple. We're just going to lay a straight single chain going down the center. We already have that first one right here. So we're going to just come to the second pin in the center and start laying it straight from there. We're going to go all the way to the end of the loom until you reach your border. I will say that this design is a very quick and easy design to make, which I really love because you can really whip this out in no time, but it looks so cool. And that's why I have about 8 of them sitting right next to me right now, because I just couldn't stop making it. I like intricate ones too, but sometimes I just like a really fast one, especially that I think looks really cool. Alrighty, so I've laid my last straight band. That was the last set of bands that we need to lay, so you will want to go ahead and push those top layers down. Once you do that, we're going to turn our loom around so the openings are facing us. We're going to grab one more of our main, or our first color, the purple, and we're going to place a cap band right down here on the center pin. Just wrap that around 2 times, and now we are ready to start the looping. So to start the looping, we are actually not going to go into that cap band that we just laid. We're going to be looping the diamond band. So we need to start on the second pin up. And this might seem a little strange, but we're going to be looping the bottom part of the diamond up. We need to be going through the pink center chain and grabbing the bottom band on that pin. So I'll show you what I mean. This is the second pin on the center. We need to go through the top 2 pink layers and grab the bottom white. Whatever color that diamond is, you're grabbing the very bottom of that. This first one, you need to be very careful, and you need to work it off of the pin so you don't pop those pinks off. And you're going to pull it up to the pin above. If this band goes to pop off when you do that, let it connect your white, and then you can push that back on. I'm going to do that again, just in case anyone was not sure what I did. I don't normally like to do that, but I want to show that again. So we're going to come up to this second pin right here. We're grabbing the bottom part of this white diamond band. If you need to kind of hold on to that pink, you can. But we need to push back, grab the very bottom band that's on that pin, which is the bottom of the diamond. Carefully work that off and pull it up. We're going to do that on each one. The first one was the trickiest because it wants to pop off here, but now it won't. So on this pin, we're going to push back. There's only one band facing you that you actually need to move, which is this pink right here. Grab the bottom band, which is the bottom of my white diamond, and we're going to loop it up. We're going to do that on each one, grabbing the very bottom band and looping it up. Do you see how I kind of work it off of the pin? I slowly go to the right and I just swing my hook around until it gets off, and then I pull it up. This is a very tight part, so I just try to do it slow and take my time. Right now we're just going through the pink bands and looping up the diamond. Just to warn you, when I've made this bracelet, especially using my tighter bands, once I start looping the border, my loom kind of starts buckling up. It does it to me. It's probably going to do it to you depending on the bands you're using. It's completely normal. It is just that tight of a design. So when you get to the top of the loom, I'm at the second to last pin. You're going to see I have no more whites on there. We're going to stop right there. We're not going to do any more looping. We're not going to loop this pink one right here. The last diamond is right here. We'll stop there and we're going to come back to the beginning. And we're now going to loop the pink bands that are in the center. You may want to push these down a little bit just because it's sitting really high at the pin. Give us a little more room. But we're going to come back to the cap band. And on this first one, we're going to reach down, grab the top pink, and loop it forward. We're basically just going to be looping like it's a single chain. Go into that next pin. You're grabbing the only band that's in there, which is my straight pink, looping it forward. This next pin, there's a couple things going on because it's kind of squished. So you do need to make sure that you're grabbing the correct one, which is the band that's going straight around it. If you try to like put your hook in here and pull it back, you can see the band that's on the pin still. That's the one you need to be grabbing. You don't want to be grabbing these ones right here. You need to grab the one that's on the pin, which is right here. When you go to loop it straight, you will see that you grabbed the right one because it pulled right here. From there, it should be easy peasy. You're just going to go in and keep grabbing the only band that is facing you on that pin, which is that straight pink one. We're going to loop this all the way up until we reach the very top of our loom. Once again, this is a very tight design, so be aware of that. And let's all hope none of our bands break, right? So don't forget to loop that last pink one when you get to the top. That's holding the centers together. It's very important. So once you're done that, we're going to come back to the beginning. And all we have left to do is the borders. To start, we're going to loop the first two out like normal. So the top one will just go back to itself to the right. And the second one to the left. From here moving forward, we're going to be looping the border like a fishtail. If you don't know what that means, it means we're not going to bring it to the pin right where it's supposed to go, to itself. We need to stretch it up too, so it needs to actually come up here. So we'll start in this corner one down here. Grab the very bottom band. You're going to act like you're connecting it to the pin above where it's supposed to go, but don't let it go. Also stretch it up to the pin above it. So it's wrapping around this one and this one. I've done this many of times before. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I'm sure you've seen this before. But it can still be easy to forget a band, so take your time. So this is where we connected it. Back up one. Go in the pin, push everything back, and grab the very bottom band. We're going to loop it up to one. Keep pulling, and two. Needs to go across those two right there. Go into that pin, grab the bottom, and stretch it up 2 pins. Remember, whenever you connect it, you always have to back up. It's habit to want to go into the pin that you just looped, but not for this. You always have to back up a pin after you've connected it. You're going to grab the bottom band, stretch it up 2 pins. You're going to back up and do that again. The best way to make sure that you don't accidentally forget a band is tilting your loom to the side a little bit like I'm doing. So I can clearly see I need to be looping right here. Because I do find that when, for any design that I do that has the fishtail border, if people leave a comment saying like, well, why did my bracelet fall apart? It's usually because of this step right here. One simple band being missed will make your bracelet fall apart here. So just take your time here and get this looped up and we'll be good to go. This is also another very tight part of the design. And like I said, do not be alarmed if your loom starts buckling upwards. I did notice that the newer looms, like I have looms that are from 2014, those ones buckle really easily, but the newer ones, they're like tighter, I feel like, and they do hold together a little better, which is what I'm using in my video right now. Once you've connected the last band to the top, and we back up like we normally do, the band that is on this pin, these 2 pins right here at the end, you're just going to loop it forward again. So you're basically looping a band to that same pin 2 times. And then we'll bring the last one into the center. So we need to do that same thing on the right side, so I'll get you guys started. On this bottom corner pin on the right, you're just grabbing the bottom band and looping it up 2 pins. Back up 1, grab the bottom band, and loop it up 2 pins. Keep backing up, grabbing the bottom and looping it up twice. Keep tilting it to the side to make sure, whoops, that was too much to the side, to make sure you're not forgetting any bands, and you should be good to go. So I'm going to get my right side done, and then I will meet you guys at the top. I am near the top of my loom, but I did just want to hop back on in case anyone got confused when I got to the top of the left side. So I am at the 3rd pin from the top right now, and this band is going to be what connects to the top one since we always loop it up 2 pins. So I connected it to the top. I need to back up. Now I'm on the 2nd to last pin. This is where I was saying you're just going to loop this forward also, like that. And then we'll finish off as normal, bringing this last one into the center. Once you do that, you can do one of 2 things. We need to grab the loose band from the beginning, and if you need to do an extension like me, we're going to bring both ends together. You can temporarily C-clip it, or if you have more than one hook, you can just slide it onto your hook like that. You can pull it off of the loom, but with this being such a tight design, I don't trust it. I don't want to break it. So I am going to use my hook and release the entire bracelet, and then I'll show you how to do the extension really quick. Okay, you guys, so I have mine off of the loom. I stretch it out really good when I take it off because sometimes these center bands get a little wonky. It lays really nice with these bands. I love it. Okay, so for the extension, you can do one of 2 things. Actually, you can do 3 things. You can use your hook to do a fishtail. You can use 2 pins on the loom. You can use these 2 right here. You can use the front 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever we do on the loom, you're doing the same thing on 2 pins on the outer loom. It's the same exact thing, except the outer loom does it for you. So you're going to grab 1 band from your bracelet, and you're going to put it on 1 pin or 1 peg. Depends what you're using, of course. Be careful with this part. So I got the left side on, and now I'm going to stretch the right side over to the right side. It doesn't matter if your bracelet is in the front here or if it's in the back of the auto loom. So we have our band connected on there now, the band that we closed the bracelet with. And now you're just going to grab whatever band you're using for your extension. I have a really small wrist, so really 10 of them is all I need for it to fit my wrist good. But whatever you need, you grab and you do whatever you need to do to get it to fit. But we need to lay 2 more bands on top because we need a total of 3 for a fishtail. I'm sure everybody knows this. And now I'm just going to use my auto loom. If you're using pins on the loom, you're going to do the same thing, making sure you have 3. Once you have 3, my right side's not working. Once you do have 3, you're going to need to use your hook instead of the auto loom. I need to do mine again because it's not grabbing the left side. Alright, I guess I need to use my hook too. That's actually the first time that's done that since I've done my review. Okay, so anyway, we're going to keep doing that until it is long enough. You can always add more or less, depending on your wrist size. So once you have your fishtail long enough, why does that keep doing that? I don't usually use the limited edition bands. I wonder if that has something to do with it. I don't know. But once you have it long enough, I'm not going to make a whole extension. I'm just going to close it off. So once it is long enough, you're just going to bring the bottom band up again because we only want to have 1 band on there. And then we're going to bring both ends together, and that's where our C-clip will attach to. Voila! And then, of course, you would bring both ends together. Your cap band over here might be a little wonky like mine is. You want to split the bracelet and find the center of the cap band right there. And that's where we will connect our C-clip to. Like that. Your extension will be a little bigger than mine. But that is it. That is how you create this super beautiful Pharaohs Pyramid bracelet. Remember, this was created by Joyce on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is 33shintara33. I will have it linked in my description box below so you can check her out. I absolutely love what she did here, and I know she is currently working on another new one. So yeah, check her out. Don't forget to tag both of us. I know she would be very excited to see some renditions, as would I. But that will be it for today, you guys. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.